Tonight on Fox 9, the week is coming to a chilly end.
Flowers that you usually move in and move out from your garden, this is the night that you need to bring them in. Other way, they will not make it. They will die.
How low the temperatures will go and what else you need to do to prepare. The twists continue in the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation saga. What happens next after a vote on his Supreme Court nomination is pushed back? And Friday Night Lights gets an NFL spotlight. All the excitement of the first high school football game at the new Vikings facility. That and more tonight on Fox 9 News at 9. Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Temperatures across the state are about to drop and drop fast. Frost advisories and freeze warnings have been issued around the state, which could be problems for your plants. Fox 9's Alex Lehner talked to the experts today about what that means. She joins us now live with just how cold we're talking out there. Alex?
Ooh, Burr, I'm telling you, it's getting cold right now, but this isn't even as cold as it's going to get. And we're talking temperatures below freezing. And when we talk about that, that means that the life of your plants could be in jeopardy. But the good news is there are still a few more hours before we hit those coldest temperatures, which means there's still time for you to bring those plants inside.
We sort of expect it this time of year, and of course, as we get into October, then it'll probably be more frequent.
Lowell Shopper is no stranger to the change of seasons.
We know what's coming.
The apple business depends on it.
These are nice apple that mature right around September 10th.
The apples have hung matured for a couple of weeks, but now the first freeze of the season looms.
Hopefully by mid-October, we would have all our apples picked and in the barn so they're protected.
As the temperatures plummet toward the high 20s to low 30s tonight, it's not just the apples that need protecting.
Apple plants for your garden, like tomatoes, chilies, tomatillos, all of those are very susceptible, and I totally suggest you to cover them tonight because we still have some better days coming.
Agriculture engineer JP says when it comes to freezing temperatures and your plants, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Flowers that you usually move in and move out from your garden, this is the night that you need to bring them in. Other way, they will not make it. They will die.
Bring the plants you can inside and cover the others. But avoid the plastic and instead use a soft cotton blanket.
It's giving them some love, like giving them nice and cozy, yeah.
Apples, Lowell says, are a little more tolerant and can withstand colder temperatures.
Apples are good down to about 28 degrees Fahrenheit.
The Friday freeze isn't forecast to kill his orchard. But as far as what's to come?
As far as what is going to happen in the next few weeks or before the 1st of November, it's, we don't know. We have to take that day by day.
And again, these coldest temperatures aren't set to hit until right around the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour early Saturday morning. So there is still time. But when we are talking about a freeze warning, that does mean temperatures are going to get to about 25 to 30 degrees. So below freezing. Again, you want to bring those plants inside. Now, right now it's about 45 degrees. So we're talking about a 15-degree drop in temperatures between now and 6 a.m. Reporting live in Minneapolis, Alex Lehner, Fox 9 News.
Yeah, it's cold out there. And we know how to protect our plants, but now we have to protect the people. It's cold out there. You heard her, Jennifer McDermott, joining us now with a look at your weather. First, what'd she say? Uber.
Uber.
She's from Fresno, so she's freezing.
I'll give her that. But I have something to admit. When I went out to dinner, just, hour and a half ago, I auto-started my car.
Oh, hey, I'm there. I had the seat heater on.
I had the seat heater on,
and I've never had
too.
a car with a seat heater, so yeah. I was like, I was like hot tub in my car. I was so happy.
Yeah, it's chilly out there. We're not used to this. We were kind of spoiled with that summer extending fairly late into September, the 90s, just a couple of weekends ago. But now we're going straight into what feels more like mid to late fall. And it's all because of this cold front right here. Yesterday we had a cold front move through, and now we have a secondary one moving through. And that high pressure system out towards our west in the Dakotas, that's going to continue to scoot on over into Minnesota. It's not going to stay, but it's going to move over us. And as it does so, it's going to really open up our skies and allow for our temperatures to just plummet as we make our way into early Saturday morning, just as Alex had said. So here's that freeze warning for everyone in this dark purple shade from 3 until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. The frost advisory further down down towards the south. Karen, coming up, I'll let you know how long these cold temperatures stay in our 7-day forecast and when rain is on the way.
A little bit of everything. All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Stay up to date on this cool down and everything happening with your weather by downloading the Fox 9 weather app. It gives you the latest forecasts, radar, and warnings. Best of all, of course, it's free. Just search for Fox 9 weather. Following Thursday's dramatic and explosive hearing on Capitol Hill, major developments continue in the battle over Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination. First, the Senate Judiciary Committee voted on party lines to send his nomination to the full Senate. However, before the full Senate vote happens, the FBI will conduct a new background investigation into Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford's accusation that he sexually assaulted her when they were teenagers. Kavanaugh denies the allegation. Now, the compromise was proposed by Republican Arizona Senator Jeff Flake as a condition of his support for advancing the nomination.
This country is being ripped apart here, and we've got to make sure that we do due diligence. I think this committee has done a good job, but I do think that we can have a short pause and make sure that the FBI can investigate.
President Trump agreed to the demands for a new FBI investigation. A final vote on Kavanaugh will not take place for at least a week. Well, there are plenty of Kavanaugh supporters, but a former classmate and friend of Kavanaugh does an about-face regarding his support for the Supreme Court nominee. St. Thomas University law professor Mark Osler went to Yale Law School with Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Just a few weeks ago, after his nomination, Osler was among 23 of Kavanaugh's former Yale Law School classmates who signed a letter of support. But as multiple women started making allegations this week, Professor Osler became one of 3 former classmates publicly changing their minds and pushing for an FBI investigation.
Even though I disagree with him on a lot of things, he has apparently been a good judge on the Court of Appeals. And he's somebody who's been a friend to me. But still, in that very public moment, I think something went really wrong. There's that.
During their time together at Yale, Osler says he had classes with Kavanaugh and socialized with him often, but never saw anything like the behavior similar to what is being alleged. A Woodbury police officer is seriously injured when a tow truck driver slams into a squad car. The crash happened just before 2 this morning. Officer Brian Wagner was parked on the median off 494 at Tamarack Road when a tow truck rear-ended his vehicle. Wagner was hospitalized. Woodbury police say the extent of his injuries are still being evaluated. State Patrol is investigating that crash. Well, it's Friday Night Lights in Eagan. Big time. The Vikings TCO Stadium hosting its first high school football game. The Eagan Wildcats taking on the Farmington Tigers. Fox 9's Maury Glover is there for all the excitement and the big sold-out crowd there, Maury.
Emily Zenner.
That's right. It's a perfect night to watch some high school football. We're just wrapping up halftime, but about 6,000 people showed up to watch another first at the Vikings' new practice stadium.
I'm excited. I don't know about anybody else.
Homecoming usually means extra excitement for football under the Friday night lights.
It's pretty and it's big and it's nice.
But for the Eagan Wildcats and the Farmington Tigers, this game gives new meaning to the term being number one.
We're definitely lucky. That's super cool. For this is the Vikings place, and for Eagan to be the first school that gets to play here is definitely an honor, and it's awesome.
The game is the first ever high school football played on the field at the Vikings' new practice facility, TCO Performance Center. It's the first of 5 games there this season, intended to shine the spotlight on prep sports.
To play in your local professional sports venue where players come and practice, to get ready for games, to get an opportunity to recognize their ultimate dreams, to be able to do it at this level, in this environment, on a beautiful fall night in Minnesota, it doesn't get any better than this.
For players, the chance to run on the same field as a professional sports team is a dream come true. While for the 6,000 or so fans and the sold-out crowd, it's an opportunity to check out the Vikings' new state-of-the-art facility.
It's a new stadium. It's nice to be able to actually see what this place looks like from the inside.
The hope is one day some of these players will return to this field as professional athletes. But in the meantime, they are making memories that will last a lifetime.
Hopefully Eagan can pull out a win, because my English teacher is the head coach and he took the day off yesterday to look at plays. So hopefully he comes through and gets us a win.
Now, in addition to the artificial turf, there is a video board here showing replays just like the pros. Right now, both teams so far have been winless this year, but right now Farmington is winning 33-7, but we still have a half to go. Reporting live in Eagan, Maury Glover. Karen, back to you.
That is really cool. All right. Thank you, Maury. Well, still ahead, the city of St. Paul pays up over a canine officer attack. How much the victim is receiving.
For you, Eddie.
Also, one police officer's retirement truly means the end of an era. How long he and his family have been on the force. The city of St. Paul settles with a woman attacked by a canine officer. A warning now, the video we're about to show you may be a little difficult to watch. It shows Desiree Collins being attacked by a St. Paul police canine last year. Collins was simply taking out the trash to a dumpster when the attack happened. And new tonight, the city has agreed to pay Collins $520,000 in a settlement. St. Paul has made significant changes to its canine program since this and other recent attacks. The dogs can only be used in apprehension and are tested twice a month. All right, we're going to switch it up. Talk a little weather right now. It was sunny today, but
Yes.
woo, that wind was whipping.
It was sunny, but it didn't do anything.
Not really.
Our temperatures actually went down from yesterday afternoon. So
Yeah, it was cold, and it was cold tonight when I went out for dinner. I was like,
I know. I had on a coat and, a heavy jacket. It
yeah,
wasn't really
not
a
enough.
coat.
No,
Not enough.
This is winter coat weather.
This is. It really is. And guess what? We are dropping things down into the freezing territory. That's 32 degrees. Just a friendly reminder in case you forgot what freezing is, because, well, it's been quite a while since we've touched temperatures like that. And it's all because of this cold front right here, this blue line. It has passed through the Twin Cities. So if you have stepped outside after it has passed us, I'm sure you felt it. Like, wow, that's a little different than what it felt like earlier today. Our temperatures are just falling right now as we speak. High pressure system out towards our west. That will continue to crawl over towards Minnesota and Wisconsin overnight into tomorrow morning. It's not going to stay, but it's going to clear out our skies. And when we peel away the cloud cover, we're essentially taking the blanket off of us. We're not allowing us to warm up or keep any of the warmth that we had gained from today. So because of that, temperatures are going to be falling. They're going to be escaping the ground and going up into the atmosphere. Anyways, freeze warning for everyone in this dark purple shade from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. for your Saturday morning. And then further down towards the south, temperatures not quite as cold in that faded baby blue shade, but same time frame, 3 to 9 a.m. frost advisory. Just be sure to cover up those plants, kind of like what Alex was saying just 15 minutes ago about bringing in the plants or covering them up if they're sensitive to these kind of temperatures. All right, 43 right now in Red Wing, 46 in the Twin Cities. Owatonna, that just updated, 37. It's 37 degrees in Owatonna right now. It's 34 in Hibbing. It's 32 in Brainerd. It's 38 in St. Cloud. And we're already in 30s. And those temperatures are only going to continue to fall. 46 for that current temperature at 9:18 p.m. on your Friday evening. 33 for Dew Point right now. So fairly dry atmosphere. We don't have anything in the way of rain coming anytime soon, really, and winds over north-northwest at about 3 miles an hour. Now, we do have a chance of rain over the weekend, but that's not that high of a chance, not so likely. We'll talk about that here in about 30 seconds. But that second cold front moving through, clouds move back in by tomorrow afternoon, so you'll wake up to plenty of sun. But towards the afternoon and evening, you will notice the cloud cover beginning to thicken up on us, and then better chances of rain as we make our way into this upcoming work week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have our 7-day forecast. Overnight tonight, staying dry, 32 for an overnight low temperature. Out in the country, we could have those lows drop into the upper 20s. Tomorrow afternoon, 51. Average high is 66, and we're expecting a high of 51. Not anywhere close to our average high temperature, 15 degrees below average. And by tomorrow evening, 47 for a temperature. And here's where we could have a couple of raindrops try and squeeze their way out of the cloud cover. But really, our atmosphere is just going to be all too dry that I don't really anticipate these showers really producing much. So I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans. But if you do have outdoor plans, just know that our high is 51. So in the morning and in the evening, it's going to feel like the upper 40s. You'll want to bundle up. 55 for Sunday, 56 for Monday, crawling up to 70 by Wednesday. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, keeping our eyes on those 3 days as we head into next week, just because we'll have more chances.
It looks like the sun's going to be working hard to come out.
I know. He's going to be like, come on,
a little
guys.
gloomy.
He's going to miss us. He'll come back by next weekend.
I hope so. All right, thanks, Jennifer. Well, we're following some developing news tonight out of North Minneapolis. An officer-involved shooting took place, but no one was hit. It happened at 30th Avenue in Colfax. Minneapolis police say officers approached a group of individuals. One of them had a gun. The officers pursued him as he ran away, ordering him to drop it. He reportedly pulled the gun, and that's when officers fired one round at him. He surrendered and was taken into custody. One longtime St. Paul police officer decides to call it a career. Why being on the force was truly a family business for him and how long they served. That's still ahead on Fox 9 News at 9. It is truly the end of an era for the St. Paul Police Department. An officer is retiring after a long and distinguished career. As our Rob Olson explains, it will be the first time in nearly a century there will not be a Schmidt on the force.
Yeah, well, I was looking for you, honey.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
When you call it a career.
This is great. This is a special day, and I'm gonna miss you, man. I miss you too.
It's natural there are mixed emotions.
Oh, yeah.
For Bruce Schmidt, his last day as a St. Paul cop after nearly 30 years, the last 11 downtown.
Like I always say, the sun comes up the next day.
Even more so because it's not just retirement.
I come to say goodbye to you. Today's my last day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the end of a family heritage.
This here's our great uncle Frank Schmidt.
Bruce's older brother Tom retired from the force in February.
You know, we were raised to do the right thing, and I think we went into this, and most people that go into this line of work actually really want to help people.
They both followed their father Richard, who joined in 1955.
August 28th, 1991, a day before my father retired, I got to work with him for the full tour on the east side of St. Paul.
Their grandfather William joined in 1936, and he'd followed his older brother Frank, who joined in 1919 and worked his way up to assistant chief. There is now, though, no next generation.
99 years, yeah.
You couldn't get to 100.
No, my wife said that, no, it's going to end right here, Bruce, so.
There is a pride in their family history, especially for Bruce, who inherited his father's badge.
A week before, he wore it, and then he passed it on to me.
As Bruce put out his final radio call, the end of tour.
Today marks the end of an era of 99 years of continuous service from the Richard Schmidt family at the St. Paul Police Department.
The mixed emotions, because it is so much more than just his retirement.
Farewell, my friends. Bravo 352.
I and others pressed him on why he didn't go one more year, make it an even century for the 3 generations of Schmidt family in St. Paul Police. He said it wasn't in the cards. 99's a good number too, and all good things must come to an end. In St. Paul, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
We wish him well. Straight ahead, enough said with KFan Radio's Dan Barrero and Justin Gard. The guys are taking on the Vikings' loss, Kavanaugh hearings, and Mr. Rogers. That's next, followed by Fox 9's 10 at 10. I'll see you then.